what the information or what is we are searching for that uploading on a server is very necessary for upload the things on a server. So for that, if you want to build a website, you need the web server to save data or your website presentation there. Must you have to store all data on the computer, and you must transfer the data to the server. So the common way to upload data to the server is using FTP client. So first is our FTP client. So what is the FTP? That is file transfer protocol. FTP we before also know that is file transfer protocol, and FTP is used to transfer data from one computer, that is our personal computer, to another computer, that is web server. So you can also know easily one computer and another computer. This computer is known as the client computer or the personal computer, and this is the web server. We upload the things, or we transfer the information from a client computer to web server through the FTP. That is file transfer protocol. So next is our FTP clients looks like a file manager, and you can copy, upload or download files here from one computer to another computer. You can copy the information or the data, or you can upload the things, or you can download the things through FTP to the web server. If you need to upload a file to the hosting account, you will need to know in which directory the file to upload them, and the specific directory you will upload them to will depend on whether you are working with the main domain or an add-on domain or a subdomain. So there are three domains. One is main domain. The first is our main domain. The second is our add-on domain, and the last is subdomain. So before uploading a document on a server, first we have to know the three things, that is main domain, add-on domain and subdomain. So now I will discuss how to determine which folder to work with. First is finding the document root. How we find the document's root? So the domain document root are known as the home folder, and is the main folder that contains all the files or either a domain or a subdomain. So first is our main domain. The document root for your main domain name is the public HTML folder. So in that, first is the public. It is the public HTML folder. Next is public HTML folder. This means when someone visits your main domain, the server returns files that are located in the public HTML folder. So what the main domain is, first we have to store the information in public HTML folder that are in our main domain. Next is our subdomain. The document root for a subdomain is a bit different. If your subdomain is http store.example.com, then the document root folder will be public HTML, public HTML /store. Next is our second is our subdomain and last is our add-on domain. So this is the example of subdomain. Next is our add-on domain. So what is the add-on domain? Add-on domain document roots are very similar to subdomains, and if there is an add-on domain on your account, the main folder is also under the public _HTML folder. Like if you have an add-on domain name http:/example.com on your account, the document root would be public HTML example2.com. And what are the things? Now we discuss about that default document root structure. Next is our default document root structure. It is default document root structure. Folder with your account will differ depending on whether it is main domain or a subdomain or a add-on domain, and for that we understood the things easily. For that I will write the default document root structure. Okay, first is our domain type. First is domain type. In domain type, the first domain is our main domain. The first domain is our main domain, and the second domain that is our subdomain. The second domain type is our subdomain, and the last domain is our add-on domain. These things are our domain type. Next we write about our URL path. That is URL path. So for main domain, what is the URL path? For the main domain, the URL path is http:/example.com. The URL path is http:/example.com. Example.com. This is the URL path for our main domain. Next is our subdomain's URL path. That is http store.example.com. The last is our add-on domain. For that, the URL path is http:/example2.com. This http:/example2. Here you write example2.com. So these three things are the URL path for the subdomain and main domain and the add-on domain name. Next is our file structure. For that, what are the file structure for file structure is our public HTML and store, and in Aadhaar domain public HTML example2.com. Next we will learn about find the document root of an Aadhaar or a subdomain. How we find the root for a Aadhaar domain or for a subdomain type. When we are uploading the document to the server, for that first we have to find the root. So for that, find the document. For that we have to find the root. Find the document root of an Aadhaar or subdomain. Aadhaar or subdomain type. How we find the root of Aadhaar domain and subdomain? For that, if you are ensure of the document root folder for an Aadhaar or an subdomain, because you did not go with the defaults. For that, we have to follow some steps. So first we learn find the root for find the root finding an Aadhaar document root. As we know the steps for Aadhaar document root. How we found the root for Aadhaar document. For that, student, you can see we have to log in into our cPanel. Okay. First we have to log in into our cPanel, and after that we have to click on this Aadhaar domain icon. When we log in into our cPanel, then we can see one Aadhaar domains icon will be there. We have to click on that. When we click on the Aadhaar domain, you will see a list of Aadhaar domain configured in your account. The document root will be listed here. You can see this is the document root. So when we click on the Aadhaar root, the document root will be come. We can see that. Next is our find the document for subdomain root. Both are same procedure. First we have to log in into cPanel, and the subdomain is just next to the Aadhaar domain icon. Means where we found the Aadhaar domain icon, just next to that icon is our subdomain icon. Again we have to click on that subdomain icon, and when we click on the subdomain icon, the document root will come. You can see here, this is the document root. Next is our what file load fast. Because of uploading a file, we have to know when we are uploading a file, what file loads fast. What file loads fast. So when we are uploading a file, which file is that which is first loads to the server? So if no particular file is specified, the directory index file will be the first file that a server loads from a folder. So like example, if you type an example.com or contact.us.php, the server will return the contact.us.php page. So if you type in simply example.com, the server will load the directory index file. So what are the index file? First index file is our index.html. First it loads the index.html. The second it loads the index.html. You can see in this both lines. First it only loads the index.html. There we cannot write the HTML. There we only write Next is our index.html, and later it loads the index.php. Next, if the server does not find any of these files, it will display a default screen with a list of files in the folder. And this can be security risk. So you always want to ensure that the file will be solved instant. Okay, because it is a means if these three things are not there, then it makes a security risk. For that, we have to ensure that in that file, in between these three, one file will be there. Next, can I change the directory index file? Next question is, can I change? Can I change the directory index file? So, can I change the index directory file? So, yes, we can change the directory index file. We can change the directory index files. Some websites design applications will name the home page something other than the standard index.html or index.html or these three things or index.php. So, like the applications may name your home page welcome.html or home.html or even something else. If your application does this, you will need to modify the .htaccess file and set your direct index setting to match that website's password. For that, we have to change in .htaccess. So through this, we can change the directory index file. So now I learn how do I change the directory index. So we can change the directory index file, but how can we change the index file? Now we discuss about that. How can we change the directory file? If there is no index file, then how can we change the directory file? Directory index, not file, directory index. So how we change the directory index? To change the directory index or edit your .htaccess file and add some lines, that is directory index some file.html. For that we have to write directory. First we have to write the directory index dot some directory index some file.html. So let's assume that the home page for your website is named as, means we want to name our home page to welcome.html. So for that we need to update the htaccess. I have before also I told you have to update the things in htaccess. So here we have to change the directory file, that we want to give our directory file to welcome.html. For that we have to change our domain document root. So how we change the domain document root? For that we write the directory index dot welcome .html. So students, when you change to our server, and how we upload your file will depend on your preference and your accessibility to the server. So here we will learn how to upload a file using File Manager, FileZilla and Notepad++. In three steps we upload, means in three ways. Now we learn about, that is, first is our File Manager. First way is our File Manager. Next is our FileZilla. This is the second option. And the last is our through the Notepad++. So today we learn these three ways through we upload the file to a server. So first the question came, what's the difference between each method? I told these three methods, and what is the difference between these three methods? Okay, there are reasons why a developer would use File Manager, FileZilla or Notepad++. So that first we learn about the File Manager. File Manager is also known as browser based. It is also known as browser based. The second is our FileZilla. This is known as FTP, that is File Transfer Protocol. Next is Notepad++, that is also called code editor. This is code editor. So first we discuss the File Manager. The File Manager is good to use when you are away from your computer and you can access a browser. The File Manager can be accessed from any location. This eliminates the need to install a program like FileZilla or Notepad++. So in File Manager we can access the computer, means if we are away from the computer and you can access a browser, then also you can access from any location. In File Manager you can access the three things from many locations. The next is our FileZilla. So FileZilla is good to use for uploading files because it works over port 21. That is over port 21. Over port 21. Because of this, you can upload a mass amount of files at once. Because it is over port 21, because of this you can upload the mass amount, means you can upload so many things at a time. At a time you can upload mass things in FileZilla. So because it supports the over port 21. The next is our Notepad++. So using Notepad++ is a way to upload files while you create a content for them. And Notepad++ is similar to the FileZilla. It is similar to Dreamweaver, in which you can To upload the files through the file manager, we have to follow some steps. For that, we have to first log into your cPanel. Click on File Manager button in the File section. First, we have to log into the cPanel and click on File Manager button in the File section. So for that, the first step is log into your cPanel and click on File Manager button in the File section. You can see here, when we log into our cPanel, we have to click on this File Manager button. This is the File Manager option, and we have to click on this File Manager option. After that, navigate to the directory you want to upload a file to and click on upload link at the top of the file manager. This will open to upload page in a new tab. You can see this is the tab already came. Here so many options are there. In copy, we can copy the option. In move, we can move the file to another file, means to another folder. And upload, in upload we can upload the file, and in download we can download the file, and in delete option we can delete the file. So here we are doing the uploading. For that, we click on this upload file. After clicking on that upload, drag and drop your file into the window, and or click on select file to browse your computer for a file you want to upload, and check the available box if you want to overwrite the files that already exist in the upload folder. You can see here we have to, in select file, we have to select the file's name. After selecting, we have to upload that, and when the your file will then upload. Now you will see 100% message when the upload completes. You can see here 100% of message will came. When it will came, you will know that your file is successfully uploaded. So after uploading, we want to go back to our home page. For that, we have to click on this link and click on go back link to return to the file manager. And when we click on that go back link, it will come to our home page. Next is refresh the file manager by clicking on reload link at the top middle of the file manager. You should then see the file listed in the file manager. Here one reload option is there. When we click on this reload option, the list will refresh and it will show the file what we already uploaded. Next is our how to upload with FTP using FileZilla. Next is our how to upload FTP. How to upload with FTP using FileZilla. How to upload with FTP using FileZilla. So FileZilla has the ability select in the remote site directory. After that, drag the file you want to upload to the server from the local site to the remote site. Here we have to drag the file from the local site to the remote site, means we have to drag this file to here. Next, the file will upload and you will see the file in the list of files in the directory where you drag the files. You can see after successfully uploaded, the file will come to the remote site and you can see the file in our server. Next is our using a program like Notepad++. So now we learn the using a program like Notepad++. Using a program like Notepad++. So Notepad++ is a program that allows you to edit, upload and create files on the server. So Notepad++ is a program that allows you to edit and upload and create the files on the server, and it is similar to HTML editor programs like Edit Plus and Dreamweaver. And for that we have to follow some steps. In the first step, we have to connect to your server with Notepad++. You can see we have to connect the server with Notepad++, and the NPP-FTT window on the right side of the Notepad++, navigate to the folder you want to upload a file to and right click on the folder and select upload other file. Here you can see one option are coming that upload other file here. Here we have to select. After that, browse the server for the file you want to upload and select the file and click on open. Here we have to select the file and we have to click on open. After clicking on open, now you will see the file in the folder location on the server. You can see the file is successfully uploaded in the server. So students, this is all about our chapter 8, that is upload on a server. Just remember all the things and remember all the directories and how we upload the things on server in the 3 things: file manager, FileZilla and Notepad++. For that you just remember all the steps and